for Justin introduce. Today, I'm from marketing department of DENAlR. I'm in charge of oil-injected screw compressor. Today, I will describe permanent magnet air compressor to you. Okay, let's start. Part 1, Product Introduction. In this discussion, I will introduce the practical situation of permanent magnet injection screw compressor, so that everyone can understand what permanent magnet injection screw compressor and what situation should choose it. This picture shows the permanent magnet with screw compressor. The power range is 5 to 400 kilowatts, named DAV 5 to 400. The combination is permanent magnet motor and in-way inverter. The advantages: 1. Permanent magnet motor have an efficient working range with the efficiency of 95%. 2. Equipped with a frequency converter that can adjust the frequency to match the customer required air volume. Suitable for customers with large fluctuations in air volume. The benefit is eliminate the phenomenon of frequent loading and unloading, and save electricity costs for customer. Suitable for customer who pursue energy conservation and efficiency. So, if your air consumption fluctuates greatly, I recommend use a permanent magnet variable frequency air compressor, which can prevent frequency loading and unloading of air compressor. And it will save you a lot of electricity bills every year. The picture shows the oil-injected screw air compressor. The power range is 5 to 400 kilowatts, named DA 5 to 400. The combination is general asynchronous motor. The advantages: the absence of a frequency converter reduce one fault component and also reduce one power consumption component. The benefits is stable for customers with stable air consumption. So, if your air consumption is stable, you can choose a general oil-injected screw compressor. The advantages is to reduce one fault component. The picture shows the DENAlR oil-cooled permanent magnet air compressor. The power range is 5 to 45 kilowatts, named DAV 5 to 45. The combination is oil cooler, permanent magnet motor, and in-way inverter. The advantages: 1. New generation high efficiency energy save air end with higher volumetric efficiency. 2. Efficient permanent magnet motor efficiency IE5, standard IP175. 3. High performance permanent magnet material, temperature resistance of 118 degrees, draw anti-demetallization ability. 4. New structure design, more compact layout, and smaller overall size. 5. Intelligent variable speed control system with fast response speed. Note: currently, motor above 15 kilowatts are air cooler permanent magnet motors with the stability structure, standard IP175. So, there are two types of DENAlR permanent magnet variable frequency air compressor. One is air-cooled permanent magnet variable frequency, and the other is oil-cooled permanent magnet variable frequency. The difference lies in the cooler methods of permanent magnet motor. One is air-cooled permanent magnet motor, and the other is oil-cooled permanent magnet motors. Part 2, permanent magnet motor. In this discussion, we will mainly introduce the materials, working principles, and the feature of permanent magnet motor to help you better understand water permanent magnet motor. The materials for permanent magnet motor. Common permanent magnet materials include the sinterate magnetic and bonded magnetic. The mag types include AiCO, Front, SMCO, and NdFeB. Among bonded permanent magnet materials, bonded NdFeB is currently the best, with advantages such as good mechanical performance, easy molding, and easy multipolar magnetization. The DENAlR uses the 138UH NdFeB permanent magnet materials. So DENAlR uses the best permanent magnet materials. The working principle of permanent magnet motor. The permanent magnet motor relies on the magnetic field generated by a permanent magnet on the rotor, which interacts with the rotator magnetic field formed by a stator often being engaged to drive a rotor to rotate. No exciting current is required, and the speed directly corresponding to the speed of the rotating magnetic field. This one shows the permanent magnet picture. This one shows the three-fourths asynchronous mode picture. From this chart, you will find the permanent magnet motor efficiency is very high. So why do people say that permanent magnet motor are unsafe? It is because the rotor on the permanent magnet motor can generate a magnetic field by relying on the permanent magnet without a need for electricity, which is one of the main reasons for energy save in permanent magnet motors. The feature of permanent magnet motor, such as 1. High efficiency, 2. High power factor, 3. High power density, 4. Wider efficient reach, 5. Simple structure and high stability. This picture shows the performance compressor. The follow field shows the comparison curve of efficiency and power factor between a certain performance magnet synchronous motor and an asynchronous motor of the same specification. From a load variation of the motor, permanent magnet synchronous motor can maintain high power and high efficiency operation in the range of 25% to 120%. Fully general three-fourths asynchronous motor can only maintain high power and high efficiency at 16% to 100% of rate power. This one is load rate. This one is the motor efficiency. So the orange lines shows the three-fourths asynchronous motor performance curve. The blue line shows the permanent magnet motor efficiency performance curve. The types of permanent magnet motor on the map. The main motor calling methods use in permanent magnet variable frequency, air compressor on the magnet knob are usually three: air cooling, water cooling, and oil cooling. The DENAlR standard uses the air cooling and oil cooling. If you need a water cooling permanent magnet motor, we can also customize it for you, because DENAlR is committed to meeting all your requirements. The picture shows the oil-cooled permanent magnet motor. The description: 1. Embedded integrated structure with the more compact structure. 2. No motor bearings, reduce photo paths. 3. The oil-cooled permanent magnet motor is directly connected to the air end with the transmission efficiency of 100%. 4. Fuel solid oil-cooled shell. completely eliminating dust. Standard IP185. For 5, high oil volume design with a temperature range of 13 to 14 K for the series of motors. This efficient motor can achieve IE5 efficiency level. 7, strict high temperature testing with the maximum temperature of 118 degrees. This is the standard configuration of our oil cooler permanent magnet air compressor. If your requirements are higher, we can customize the design for you. For example, the motor protection level is IP167. The air cooler permanent magnet motor. The description 1. The air cooler permanent magnet motor is connected to the air-end through coupling for easy maintenance. 2. The air cooler permanent magnet motor has 2 to 4 bearings and requires regular bearings maintenance. 3. The air cooler tap is connected by a coupling with a transmission loss of 1 to 2% and a transmission efficiency of about 98%. The protection level of the motor is IP155. These are the standard configuration for our air cooler permanent magnet air compressor. If your requirements are higher, we can customize the design for you. For example, the motor protection level is IP167. The picture shows the DENAlR permanent magnet motor nameplate. The top right corner shows the IEC 634 and CE stand. Part 3, my component. In this section, I will introduce to you the feature and advantages of a component of a permanent magnet variable frequency air compressor, as well as the operation principle of the air compressor. Help you better understand the structure of permanent magnet variable frequency air compressor. The demotion driver of oil cooler permanent magnet compressor. In this slide, the overall appearance and internal structure of the DENAlR oil cooler permanent magnet air compressor are shown. The internal schematic diagram of air cooler permanent magnet with disc air compressor. Power range is 15 to 400 kilowatts. 1. Air circuit. First of all, air enters the airfield for filtration. Then enter the air enter through the intake valve. Meanwhile, the lubricating oil enters the air enter from the oil air mixture. Oil air mixture enters the oil air tank. After passing through the oil spirit, it enters the cooler for cooling through the mini valve pressure valve. After cooling, the air is outlet. The oil skid. First, the oil departs from a oil air tank. One just state the oil temperature is low, so oil enters the temperature control valve, enter the oil field for filtration, then enter the air and return oil air tank. When motion stays sometime, the oil temperature is low. It's higher, so the oil enters the temperature control valve, enter the oil cooler for cooling, and return temperature control valve, and enter the oil field for filtration, then enter the air and finally return oil air tank. The electrical skid is controller to state panel. to motor. This one shows the temperature sensor. This one shows the pressure sensor. The internal schematical diagram of oil cooler permanent magnet welded screw compressor. The stand power range is 5 to 45 kilowatts. Comparing with air cooler permanent magnet, only the oil circuit is different, and there are only three different. 1. No temperature control valve. 2. Oil enters the motor. 3. Oil filled between the motor and the air. This is the situation with our standard centrifugation. If you want to add a temperature control valve, we can also customize it for you. This one shows the DENAlR oil cooler permanent magnet motor assembly. The number, designation, quality, and picture is comparisons one by one, such as 1 is air filled, 2 is air inlet valve, 3 is air end, and 7 is motor. This picture shows the air field. Air field function is fill out dust and solid particles larger than 5 mm in air, avoid premature wear of the screw rotor, and prevent premature blockage of the oil field and the oil spirit curve. So the air field filtration is 5 mm. The first maintenance time is 500 hours. The future maintenance time is 2,000 to 3,000 hours. This picture shows the air inlet valve. Air inlet valve description is automatically controls the airflow entering the air end during setup, loading, and unloading, thereby achieve the goal of controlling the displacement of the air compressor. This picture shows the DENAlR air cooler permanent magnet motor assembly, such as this one is air inlet hose, 2 is air inlet valve, 3 is air end, 9 is coupling, 8 is center support, 7 is motor. This picture shows the coupling. The coupling description is a mechanical component mainly used to connect to the two shafts, a tail shaft and a path shaft of the motor and the compressor element to rotate together and transmit torque. This picture shows the compressor air vessel assemblage. The minimal pressure valve is located above the oil air tank, and the oil spirit is inside the oil air tank. This is the oil level indicator that can help you check if your locating oil is circulation normally. And 4 is safety valve. 9 is 6 is pressure gauge. The picture shows the minimal pressure valve. Minimal pressure valve function 1 in the absence of an additional oil pump in the oil system. Ensures that there is a center system pressure in the operation air compressor thermal to meet the oil circulation needs of the oil-injected screw compressor. 2. Check function. 3. Protection oil spirit function. The picture shows the oil spirit. The oil spirit function is filter out floating oil molecules in compressor air to prevent them from being discharged with the air. The oil splitter filtration is 3 ppm. The first maintenance time is 2,500 hours. The future maintenance time is 2,000 to 3,000 hours. The picture shows the starting wave. The starting wave description is starting wave is an important safety device mainly used to prevent the pressure in equipment or pipeline system from exceeding the pro-dynamite safety value, thereby avoiding equipment damage or the dangerous accidents. The function one, preventing overpressure. Two, protect equipment and maintain system stability. The picture shows the cooler assemblage. Such as one is the cooler, two is a fan. The picture shows the air cooler. The air cooler used by DENAlR is an aluminum feed structure with a larger heat dissipation area and bad heat dissipation effect. The picture shows the water cooler. Description: generally, a two-type radiator is used, where water flows inside the tube and hot oil flows outside the tube. In addition, a split cooling tower must be built for the water cooler motion. So the amount of water used for the water cooling motion is far less than that of the air cooling motion. So if the customer doesn't have a cooling water tower locally, it is recommended to use air cooler. If there is a cooled water tower, it is recommended use the water cooler because water dissipates heat better than air. The picture shows a fan. The fan features is larger flow rate, two small pressure head, three easy and simple installation. The picture shows the oil filter assembly. The picture shows the oil filter. The oil filter is filled out impurities in the oil system to prevent fuel objects from entering the air end, causing damage to the air end, balance and rotates and shortening their lifespan. In survey cases, it may cause the compressor to jam. The filtration accuracy is 10 mm. The first maintenance time is 500 hours. The future maintenance time is 2,000 to 3,000 hours. This picture shows the lubricating oil. The lubricating oil function of air compressor oil is to form a protection film between the critical points of the two friction screws, avoiding contact between the screws and baffling the frictional force, providing lubricating, cooling, noise reduction, sealing, reduce prevention, and other functions. The first maintenance time is 500 hours. The future maintenance time is 200 to 300 hours. This picture shows the pipe assemblage. Part 4, Electrical Control Pipe. In this discussion, I will introduce to you the feature and advantages of the electrical components of permanent magnet frequency converter. This picture shows the electrical schematic diagram. On the left is the mic control circuit. On the right is the control circuit. The photo type is the terminal block, which is mainly used for beautiful wiring and convenient inspection of electrical force. the electrical control components. The left one shows the controller. Model is CMC-Q1. The right one shows the inverter. The model is GD300. The CMC controller. The advantages: one, it places components such as exhaust temperature, exhaust pressure, and actual operation current. Two, equipped with an S485 interface. Post Modbus RTU protocols for real-time communication. Three, displays provisioning and shutdown parameters with the ability to record up to 15 historical force. For operational integration with the self-developed RIC high-end language control center. 5. Standard languages such as Chinese, English, and 22 others. Customizable to additional languages beyond the standard. 6. Controller protection rate, standard IP185 on the front, IP153 on the back, with additional dot cover to protect the controller. This picture shows the inverter. What are advantages of the inverter? One, the fault of the variable frequency drive has power on and fault indication lines for easy web. Two, made of high resistance ABS materials, with the keyboard posted slightly above the center. Three, equipped with built-in field compactors to effectively prevent interface. 4. Operation environment temperature, -10 to 15 degrees. Part 5. Compressor, etc. In this section, I will introduce to you which belong to post-processing devices and what their functions are. The system flow diagram. In this picture, Airmind except for the air compressor, the rest of the requirement belong to post-province requirement and their air tank service as a buffer. The function of CTA field is two field in practice in compressed air. The air dryer function, the feature of the air dryer is to make compressor air dry. This picture shows the customer seat. This one is the compressor. This one is the air tanker. This one is air dryer. This one is class C field. This one is class T field. This one is class T field. A class A field. This one is air tank. The field. The last slide shows the different field, such as class A field, class T field, class A field, class AA field, class H field. The class C field means water separation field. Class T field means dust field. Class A field means oil removal field. Class A field means high efficiency oil removal field. Class H field means oil warp field. This one shows the filtration accuracy. Part 6. Anti-save and maintenance. In this section, I will demonstrate through that how outstanding the anti-save performance of permanent magnet oil injected screw air compressor is under the some specification. the engine save. From the chart, the DA17 file shows the fixed speed oil injected compressor. The DVA17 file shows the variable frequency air compressor. The DAV17 file shows the permanent magnet air compressor. You will find the 1 year electrical cost. You will find the DAV17 file 1 year electrical cost is very low. The comparent comparent DAV17 file for 323 yuan less than that DA75 because the complete motion has low power consumption. So comparant with fixed speed air compressor and variable speed driver air compressor, the permanent magnet variable frequency air compressor greatly reduce electricity cost. The minus. Those who are knowledgeable must know that permanent magnet synchronous motor in permanent magnet variable frequency air compressor can experience irreversible demagnetization or even demagnetization on the high current, high temperature, or survey vibration. So how can we best prevent this situation from happening when using an air compressor? One, carve out corresponding magnets according to the principled magnet type to prevent oil problem from blocking the pipeline and causing high temperature problem. To avoid overloading and frequent startup. 3. Reasonable select air compressor to prevent excessive selection of air compressor, which might lead to long-term low-frequency use. 4. Outdoor use is prohibited, and ventilation in the air compressor room must be ensured. So, if you can meet their 4 requirements, then the permanent magnet injected air compressor will not demagnetize, and its service life will also be improved. Part 7, Airmind. This is the DENAlR oven IoT system, which we have named Airmind. Below, I will introduce its feature and advantages to everyone. Airmind concept. Why we call the Airmind? So let me tell you a story. Air means air, indicating that the function is an application device related to air or gas categories. Mind means the brain, which is associated with the artificial intelligence scattered in Industry 4.0 and indicates that the device has functions such as overall management and data analysis. The my function. What can Airmind do for you? 1. Airmind can help customer remotely with the real-time operation status, such as pressure, temperature, current of air compressor worldwide. Assistance customers in remotely collecting, monitoring, and managing data of air compressor units, and reducing operation and maintenance costs. 2. Airmind can display real-time pressure and temperature and temperature curve of air compressor units, helping customers to have a more comprehensive understanding of the operation history and stress of air compressor. 3. Airmind can immediately send the customer force information via email when the air compressor unit malfunctions. 4. Customer can apply for air compressor unit repairs on Airmind and generated reports to assess manufacturers and distributors in maintenance service. Appearance diagram. Airmind have two versions. The left one shows the 4G version. The right one shows the Wi-Fi version. Attention. If the customer's on-site Wi-Fi signal is good, it is recommended to use Airmind Wi-Fi version. If the customer on-site Wi-Fi signal is poor or there is no Wi-Fi network, it is recommended to use Airmind 4G version. The same data cards used in Airmind 4G version need to be provided by the customer themselves to ensure normal network operation. The SIM card is required to be able to provide data normally and can be used with daily mobile or data cards. The product advantages. What are advantages of Airmind? 1. Customers can use terminal devices such as mobile phones, computer, tablets, and to read device information, making monitoring of air compressor information more device-based. 2. Code platform data can be switched in multiple languages, such as Chinese, English, Spanish, Russian, Thai, to facilitate customers in different languages. 3. Airmind can connect it to code platform through 4G or Wi-Fi network with one code monitoring, modular monitoring, one air compressor unit. 4. Equipped with multiple interface for communication with the air compressor controller, such as S485, S232, link, CAN, and USB interface. 5. Airmind power supply has a wide range of DC 8 to 13.5 voltage. 6. Airmind has GPS positioning function, and its location information can be monitored globally. 7. Equipped with historical record storage function. Data will not be lost when the network is unstable. 8. It has two programmable switch input ports that can be connected to external alarm signals. For example, it can be connected to the customer fire protection system, and when an accident occurs, the customer fire protection system can directly receive an alarm. 9. The Airmind panel has power and multiple communication status indicator lines, making the modular working status clean at the glass. 10. Airmind has the test light function before power on use. 11. Modular structure design. Flame-resistant ABS shell. Lightweight, compact structure. Easy installation. Well, this is the last slide. This presentation. Okay, follow me looking the code platform. This is the Airmind code platform homepage. This one is the content. This one shows the different languages, such as Chinese, English, Spanish, Russian, Thai, and Taishan. And you will find on this page, you can see the number and the status of air compressor. For example, how many are running and how many are on standby. And you can see nearly 13 day state. Because this is the one of displays a content. So the motion number is only one. This one shows the equipment monitoring. You will find you can remotely monitor location, unit information, and sure. If you click monitoring, you will find the real-time monitoring, such as discharge temperature, discharge pressure. The right one shows the different curve, such as discharge temperature curve, discharge pressure curve, cooler fan curve. This one shows the real-time data. This is all information of air compressor, such as cooling fan current, discharge temperature, discharge pressure, and more. This one shows the alarm answers, historical date, running time, unit minus, track map, and operation log. This one shows the equipment management. On this page, you can add air compressor and repair air compressor. If you want add air compressor, first of all, you click add. Then input code box ID. Then input unit name. Then input superscription code and control code. And finally, click confirm. If you want to repair air compressor, you click repair and input contact, telephone, and fault depression. And finally, input and finally click confirm. This one shows the resource management. This software can connect the local network of customers where of Wi-Fi version. This 4G version doesn't have downloading this software. This one shows the equipment map. On the page, you can remotely see the location of air compressor. You will find the number of all air compressor, number of alarm air compressor, number of running air compressor, number of standby air compressor, and number of offline air compressor. As you can see, this motion local is pilot. This one shows the operation log. On the page, you can remotely see all information of a content. This one shows the equipment service, include the repair report and repair list. If your air compressor needs maintenance, you can apply code platform. It will be discharged here. This is all the content of code platform. Users who previously applied for Airmind should install it on their machine as soon as possible. If you want, just go to the corresponding regional sales engineer to apply. At present, our code platform is exampled from platform service phase until July 2026. We will announce how much service bill will be charged after that. Finally, watching our industry flourish and everyone. A bright future ahead. Thank you all.